Hello, BookTube, and welcome to Friday Reads, the last Friday Reads of 2021, as it happens. And I'll just talk about what I've read last week and what is going to happen next week. On Christmas Day, Christmas sort of tradition I personally have is to reread the Christmas Carol, either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. Mostly Christmas Day, unless I have guests over, but that hasn't happened for a couple years now. So, is Charles Dickens' Christmas Carol. So I had read that again on Saturday, Christmas Day. And also, that was also the book to film as well. I decided to do that this year for Christmas. And if I remember, I'll put a link to the video that I did, the book to film video for Christmas Carol. And also another book to film. Well, actually, they're all book to film. Is Harry Harrison's Make Room, Make Room. And for the film Soylent Green, which I will be recording today or tomorrow for January 1st. And there's the film with Charlton Heston. A very odd cover. It's a black and white picture. It looks like of a teenage girl leaning out of a window, and yeah, it's just, I don't have a clue what this has to do with the book. Nothing whatsoever, to be honest. So that's very odd. And then also too, I read, which will be next week's book to film, is Night of the Hunter by Davis Grubb. Now that was turned into a film called The Night of the Hunter, directed by Charles Laughton, starring Robert Mitchum, Shelley Winters, and what's her name? Silent film, Lillian Gish. So this is the Criterion edition, and we'll be talking more about that at the time. And this is, by Davis Grubb. I just finished that today. And I've read a few other things, short things. I haven't sort of mentioned, a friend bought me a Kindle for Kindle Paperwhite for Christmas. Can't really see it much there, but green. That's all that was available. They're a lot smaller than I thought it was. They're actually smaller than a... obviously smaller than a a trade paperback, but I haven't got anything new on it yet, book-wise. I had some free stuff that was available, and I also downloaded a number of collections of essays from Project Gutenberg, which is on here, and that's I've been reading some of those over the last week or so. Bit of a story with this. A friend of mine bought it, and through Amazon, as usual. And supposed to have been delivered. Well, first of all, it was supposed to have been delivered like a week after it was ordered. Fine. And then all of a sudden, it was going to be delivered sooner. It didn't show up. So it was queried of what happened. They said, there was an issue with it, and it'll be delivered over the next 48 hours. So that was a Saturday. Nope, didn't show up. Didn't show up on Sunday, but a card showed up. Said it was put in a safe place over a gate, which there is no safe place here. That's next door's property. So, luckily enough, they were home. No, nothing there. So, it was gone. And because it was purchased through a bit of a sale, I just said, don't, there's an issue with it, don't worry about it. So that, and so I didn't have a Kindle. But then about 10 days later, I got a knock on the door. A neighbor's couple down brought me a plastic bag with a an Amazon package that was just falling apart because it's been sitting for 10 days in the rain outside. And, luckily the label was face down so they could see the label or part of it. So they gave it to me, and it was the Kindle. And it was in a little box, which was fine, like inside the packaging. And that was in a sealed plastic bag. So it was saved from getting wet. And it works. And after Amazon was contacted, everything was sort of set up. And so I now have a Kindle. And hopefully, fingers crossed, it doesn't hurt my eyes. So far, the essays that I've read on here have been okay, but they've been short, like maybe half an hour at the most that I've been reading. So we'll see how it goes for more sustained reading. But even if it doesn't, it's definitely fine for short readings, maybe half an hour, 45 minutes, which is perfect. I can read some essays. So that's about it for the week. It's actually a little better than normal. Normal for recently. So I'm trying to maximize the hours that I have, profitable hours to read. And for next week, tomorrow, obviously, is January 1st, 2022. And that begins the... Let me get the book here. It begins the Future History Project by Isaac Asimov. And that's a project that I have started. It's a reading situation where it's going to read all of Isaac Asimov's future history stories, where he connected the robot stories, the Empire stories, and Foundation. There's a number of the short stories and novels. And at the time of his death in 1992, he had sort of connected all these, some of them a bit loosely, and he had sort of hoped, I think, to connect a few other things and write some other books, but never got around to it. But since then, there's been a number of other writers that have stuck in their oar and written within that universe. And we will be reading the complete story with these other writers, not fan fiction, but published works, and we'll be reading them internally chronologically to the best of our ability. And it's a big project. There's a lot of books there. But tomorrow we start, and in January we start with the robot stories, and we'll be doing 5 stories a week for January. And for the most part, they will be from the Complete Robot by Isaac Asimov. This is beautiful cover. Beautiful cover. This whole series of Harper Voyager. Just poorly printed, though. Poor paper, but beautiful covers on all these. And that's next week. So the first 5 stories. I'll link the video down below, and I'll link the other co-hosts as well in the description below. I'm just trying to figure out where to put everything here. And also, along with that, I will be beginning to read. Well, this is a reread. I read it a long time ago. Is Isaac Asimov's volume 1 of his memoir, In Memory Yet Green. 1920 to 1954. And it's a big honker. It's over 700 pages, and there's 2 volumes this size, and then there's a 3rd volume as well. But I'll be reading those sort of slowly and doing sort of a biographical sketch of his life with a few highlights every so often, maybe once a week with that. Also, what else am I reading here? Oh yes, I'm going to start reading Moby Dick. This is a Wordsworth classic. They're pretty good. They're a bit smallish print, but they're not too bad. As long as I have a good enough light, that's okay. And I'll be reading this along with Brandy at the Booklectic. And she's already started it, so I'm going to try to catch up with this over the next few days. And it sort of works out because there are a bit of quotations in the Night of the Hunter from Moby Dick. So it sort of fits in, and I thought, well, it's an excuse to read as well. So everything's sort of coming through, and I actually found this in my piles, so I will get to it sooner than later. And also, too, possibly during the week, I will begin rereading the series The Darling Buds of May about the Larkins by H.G. Bates. This is very small. They're very small books. This one's less than 140 pages. Let me see what else here. Oh yes, going with the Night of the Hunter is the BFI Classics Guide by Simon Callow. And that's a very, very interesting shot that's on there from the film. And it's described perfectly in the book as well. I made a note of that because I thought it was just because I remembered in my mind's eye from the film, and I thought they captured it perfectly. So this is a short. They're all short guides. This is not even 80 pages with everything in it. So that'll be a quick read as well. And possibly anything else during the week. I don't have anything else sort of set, but I'm hoping to get through all this. It's not a whole lot there. The biggest, obviously, is Moby Dick, but that's not too bad. It's actually for some reason it's a bit shorter always in the Wordsworth classics because they're smaller print. But yeah, that should be fine. And anything else that I can fit in during the week, I will. And as I say, with my Kindle, I'll be reading a few essays here and there. And I'll see if I can get some short story collections on there as well. So things that are short stories will work out nicely for that. And I want to wish everybody a Happy New Year. This is obviously New Year's Eve. So I'm looking forward to 2022. Well, I'm looking forward to the Future History Project and other things that we'll bring, and hopefully it'll be a bit better year and leave 2021 behind. But I don't really expect it to be, but we can always hope. That's the one thing they haven't figured out how to kill yet. Take care, BookTube. Have a good evening if you celebrate.